Hey, we really appreciate y'all for tuning in. You already know what time it is.
Welcome to the podcast. We gon' keep on pounding, juke them out his cleats, boy, I'm too fast. Hit the field, know we gon' spaz. CMC gon' run it back. Defense out here going crazy. Super Bowl, we want it bad. Pause up. It's only us at the top. It's time to rock, no, we won't stop. Open it up, I need that block. I got key with me, cold with me, hurts with me, kill with me. Big cat ain't going nowhere, you gotta deal with me. Carolina.
Yo, what is up, people? Welcome back to the Nine Lives Panthers podcast, where we don't die. Can I get a pause up? Appreciate y'all for rocking with me today, man. Today I want to get into how this Carolina offense can attack this Philly defense on Sunday and walk out with this win. Now, before we get into all of that, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all get up in that comment section and let me know what time it is, all right? Pause up. Let's get it. All right, so the first thing I want to get into is the fact that Philly is somewhat in between a transition era right now. They got a first-year head coach with, a first-year coaching staff as well. They have a first-year defensive coordinator who is kind of topsy-turvy. They started out the first 2 weeks not looking half bad. These last 2 weeks haven't looked that great at all. They switched from playing a 3-4 to a 4-3 front. And, just like we experienced in Carolina, there's some, growing pains that come with that type of deal. And there's things that just have to be done. And a season, a lot of times, is not enough time to complete these things. In addition to, making these switches and the growing pains that come, a lot of things that can come with switching your defense, just switching a regime, is who used to be your great players are no longer playing like your great players. So what I want to specifically speak on about that is the Fletcher Cox, which is the Philadelphia Eagles defensive tackle. Up to this point, Cox has 0 sacks and 0 pressures. This is the guy that we're talking about is a perennial All-Pro, perennial Pro Bowl caliber kind of player. And because of this switch, up to this point, 4 games into the season, we're talking about 0 sacks and 0 pressures, which is not good at all. They are getting a little bit of an uptick from Jason Hargrave, which is one of their edge rushers, and that's great. 5 sacks coming into this year. But overall, this defense seems to be struggling to some degree, and let's get into it. All right, so in order to look up these rankings for this team, I went and checked out the DVOA, which is a metric used, to track the efficiency of an offense, a defense, special teams, whatever. But we just are specifically looking at Philly's defense today. So in overall DVOA, Philly's defense currently through week 4 ranks 24th overall. They're 28th against the run, and they're 22nd against the pass. So as you can see, this is going to be a team that we might more or less be able to get some things done on. We definitely should be able to get some things done. They're a far cry from the 10th ranked Dallas Cowboys defense in DVOA. So this should be a game where we can get back on track, we can execute properly, and we can walk out of here with a win. I'm not too much worried about our defense. It's really just this offense. We're stacking up against this Philly defense. We're looking good. We're looking like we should be able to get out of here with this dub. So another thing about this Philly defense is that they've only given up 8 sacks all year. Now, I just told you that Jason Hargrave has 5 sacks. Well, you take away his 5 sacks, and the whole defense has only given up has only gotten 3 sacks all year long. So that's great. That means that our offensive line should be able to come in and more or less get things done. This should be a way easier than that Cowboys front that we seen last week. And I'm really hoping to see a step forward from our offense. Even though it does look like we won't be so healthy this week, I still want to see a step forward going up against a line like this. And another thing about this Philadelphia defense is they are reeling. In the last 2 games, they've given up a total of 83 points and almost 600 yards, with almost 400 of those yards being on the ground. So they're currently reeling. This is also a team that I want to say don't take slightly, because they only gave up 23 points in their first 2 games. We don't want to be the team from the first 2 games. We want to continue this trend from the last 2 games. In order to continue this trend from the last 2 games, we have to execute. We have to stay focused. We have to focus on executing and get in there. Now let's talk about what exactly we need to do in order to attack this defense properly. Now, with this young Philly defense, they're not running a variety of different coverages. You know what I'm saying? They're keeping it simple. So what Philly likes to run is a cover 2 with 2 safeties high to take away that deep ball, which is like a normal characteristic of a young defense. So they're wanting to take away that deep ball. They're not wanting to give us that deep ball, and that's fine. How do we attack that? Okay, so what we attack that by is establishing the run early and killing them over the middle with that play action pass and just passes over the middle in general, short pass. You know, that middle of the field is going to be open and we have to be ready to attack it. And with this cover 2 defense, it's looking like this defensive coordinator does not like adjusting. You know, at one point, I just want a side note. At one point, I read an article the other day where the dude literally said that his defense has no scheme. You know, and that's taking the quote out of context a little bit, because what he was saying was they have no scheme, so they just want to put the best 11 out there on the field. But it's like, damn, bro, you have no scheme? You know what I mean? But anyways, for the most part, they don't like getting out of what they like to do. They like to run that cover 2 high. They like to play with 4 down linemen and 2 backers. And they will even do this when you line up. They will line up this outside backer on slot players. They will not get them off the field. They don't even like to switch into nickel. You know, last week there was a time where Tyreek Hill caught a touchdown pass because he was lined up on a linebacker. I say all this to say Carolina needs to be attacking from the slot. You know, don't wait for these advantageous positions. Seek them out. The defensive coordinator does not want to change. He does not want to get out of that four down lineman and the 2 backers and switch one of those backers for a nickel cornerback. He's not going to do that. They don't believe that they have the DBs to do that. Truthfully, is what it comes down to. You know, but that's fine. Do not wait for those opportunities. Seek those opportunities out and seek them out often. We want to get guys like DJ Moore in the slot versus a linebacker. If CMC is healthy, I want to see CMC in the slot versus a linebacker. These are the best ways to abuse the defense early, reel them, have them on their heels. Take the confidence away early, because we do not want them to feel like they can hold us at all. Another thing that you want to look out for with these linebackers in the middle of the field being open is that seam route. You know, there might be times where you can get Tommy Tremble on a linebacker, or hell, even Ian Thomas on a linebacker, you know, right there on the side, and you can run that seam right through the middle, and there might be a gap of field open with them running this cover 2. We just have to test everything that they want to do to succeed. Let's test and see how good you play it. Because this is a young defense, and they need to be exploited. So overall, this should be a lighter day for our offense. This should be an opportunity for our offense to just take over, not even focus on running them out the building, just focus on executing your offense to a T and just getting better, you know? Because right now, we're coming off of what we just played. It showed. You know, I said in the live last week, and a lot of y'all got mad, but it showed that we can't go 30 for 30 with teams right now. We're not that good. We can't go 40 for 40 with teams right now. Like, shootouts are out of the question, and it's mainly more than anything because of execution. It's not what we are incapable of doing. It's what we don't know how to do at a high level just yet. So using games like these versus defenses like Philly are a great way to just try, you know, like let's go out there and do 4 full quarters of great offensive football. You know, and that's what I challenge this Carolina offense this Sunday to do. I want you to play 4 full quarters of good offense. You know, that doesn't mean that you can't have blunders, but no slow spots, no lulls, you know, none of that stupid crap. When you get out there, you get on the field, you're executing how you want to properly execute. 4 quarters, you're scoring, you're getting down the field, you're scoring points, you're not causing too many blunders. And overall, just a good day, because like I said, this defense is 24th ranked overall, 28th against the run, and 22nd against the pass. With the way that we've been playing, even with the way that we've been playing, we should be able to come out here and execute well today. Let's not be one of the teams in the first 2 weeks that Philly limited to 23 points total. Let's be one of the 2 teams in the last 2 weeks that Philly gave up 83 points and almost 600 yards to. That's the team that we need to be. We don't need to be the other team. You know, we need to try to go out there and do 40 plus like the last 2 teams did on. Time will tell if we are able to do this, Either way, I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get up in that comment section. You rocking with 9 Lives, where we never die. Can I get a pause up? Appreciate y'all for rocking with me today, man.
Hey, we really appreciate y'all for tuning in. You already know what time it is.
9 Lives. Welcome to the podcast. We gon' keep on pounding, juke them out his cleats, boy, I'm too fast. Hit the field, know we gon' spaz. CMC gon' run it back. Defense out here going crazy. Super Bowl, we want it bad. Pause up. It's only us at the top. It's time to rock, no, we won't stop. Open it up, I need that block. I got key with me, cold with me, hurts with me, kill with me. Big cat ain't going nowhere, you gotta deal with me. Carolina, 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 Carolina. Carolina, 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 Carolina.